10 luckiest people in the world. Would you consider yourself lucky if you won a lottery? Well, you might as well need to think twice. There's a reason why some people are called lucky. Some folks have special good luck charm while some end up getting everything they want. Such people are extremely positive beyond any question. They also have a huge power of attracting things, if you believe in law of attraction. No wonder positive attracts positive. So what you waiting for? Wouldn't you want to go through our top 10 list of luckiest people in the world? Who knows, luck might follow you too. 10. Franje Selak. Franje Selak is a Croatian music teacher who has escaped death 7 miraculous times. Selak encounters with death began in 1962 when a train he was riding crashed into a freezing canyon river. He managed to continue his lucky streak when he subsequently survived a crashing airplane. Being hit by a bus and being a passenger of not only a bus falling off a bridge but 2 burning cars and a devastating car crash launching him over the side of a cliff. Since then, his luck has changed from surviving to winning. In 2002 he won the $1 million Croatian national lottery, which he used to buy a small chapel to thank God for all of his fortune. 9. Nichiren. Nichiren was a prominent 12th century monk who was sentenced to execution for having written a treatise that Japanese authorities considered subversive and undermining of their authority. By pure luck, Nichiren managed to escape his own beheading when the executioner was struck and killed by lightning from above upon raising his sword. Nichiren was ultimately released by authorities due to the incredulous nature of the situation. 8. Fidel Castro. Cuba's counterintelligence agency has estimated that Fidel Castro has survived over 630 assassination attempts, a number of which were planted employed by the US CIA, numerous mafia members, his own old mistress and many others. Fidel survived cigars poisoned with botulinum toxic, exploding cigars, a radio laced with LSD, hypodermic needles filled with lethal concoctions and much more. 7. Brazilian construction worker Eduardo Leite. While on the job, Brazilian construction worker Eduardo Leite had a 1.8-meter-long iron bar fall from the 5th floor of the building. The bar not only pierced through his protective hard hats but also speared through his skull before exiting between his eyes. Luckily, not only did the Brazilian survive, but he also felt no pain by chance. The iron bar did not cleave through any major function holding parts of the brain, and Eduardo is expected to make a full recovery. 6. Robert Hamilton. Indiana native Robert Hamilton won the Hoosier Lottery top prize of $1 million not once but twice. The odds of winning the Hoosiers top prize is 1 in more than 2 million. Hamilton's double win is, as he says, icing on the cake. If you like some advice, well, he won't give up his own. Hamilton says he plays the same numbers every time. 5. A man in Taiwan. Heavy rains caused a massive landslide last year in Taiwan. One lucky motorist narrowly missed a giant boulder by inches when it slipped down a Taiwanese mountain. In a clip captured on the dashboard camera of another car, you can see a massive chunk of rock break from the mountain tops before rolling all the way to the bottom and nearly crushing a man in his car. Amazingly, the driver wasn't injured in the act of godlike natural disaster in there. The near heart-stopping escape was caught and posted online, where it accumulated millions of views across the web. 4. Andrew Jackson. The first recorded physical attack on a president was against Andrew Jackson in 1835. An unemployed house painter by the name of Richard Lawrence came locked and loaded ready to take out U.S. President Andrew Jackson as he was leaving a funeral. Lawrence aimed his pistol and squeezed the trigger. It misfired, but Lawrence came prepared with a second pistol. He quickly took a second shot and it misfired again. The chances of this happening are 1 in 2 million. Legends has it that Jackson then beat Lawrence with his cane. Later on, both of Lawrence's pistols were tested and they fired properly on the first try. 3. Bill Morgan. Sometimes bad things happen. For Bill Morgan, it was when he was tragically crossed in a truck accident. He was clinically dead for more than 14 minutes. He somehow managed to not only survive but also away from 12 days of being in a coma even after his family unplugged life support. To celebrate his lucky survival, Bill Morgan bought a scratch card and won a $27,000 car. Intrigued by the story, a local news station asked him to reenact his winning moments with a new scratchers, where he then shockingly won $250,000 during his life reenactment. 2. Nagasaki resident Tsutomu Yamaguchi. Surviving one nuclear attack is a miracle, but how about surviving 2 consecutive nuclear attacks? Nagasaki resident Tsutomu Yamaguchi was on business in Hiroshima when the city was devastatingly bombed in 1945. He was unharmed and able to return to Nagasaki and his family the very next day. He quickly returned to work on August 9, the exact day of the second nuclear attack. On a double stroke of luck, he managed to live through this and continued to live a long, healthy life until he passed in 2010. 1. Jin Woo. Did you know that your odds of being struck and killed by an asteroid in your lifetime is way higher than winning the lottery jackpot? Significantly higher, to considering individual odds for winning just once in over 1 in 200 million. But to your extreme excitement, Jin Woo, out of all odd chances, won the multi-million-dollar jackpot a stunning 4 times. Statistically speaking, it's nearly impossible. Yet here she is, first winning $5.4 million, followed by $2 million a decade later, and then $3 million 2 years later, and finally that wasn't enough too. She won an astounding $10 million in 2008 in her 4th win.